Hey everybody, Chris here. Is Dogecoin regaining support? We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And I know you're going to say, oh Chris, it's only 15 cents. I know, but it's better than 14, right? Unless you're looking for lower prices in order to buy in on the dips and all that. I get that. I get that. We have had failed support though on our way down over the past week. That is a fact. So can't deny that, right? And it's been a tough year, I know, for Dogecoin. This is the summer of chop, though. We've been talking about that in the live streams. It has been predicted that these dips were going to happen, and here we are. So what are you going to do about it trading-wise? Are you swing trading? You're looking at buying at dips? Or are you just upset about the whole situation? You're going to come into my live streams and be a troll and all of that? We don't need that. We don't need that, right? Do only good every day with Dogecoin. That's what we look for. Positivity. We try and maintain that. I know it's hard. I know it's hard in the situation we've got now, but let's see what's going on. Let me show you the charts in the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. We're just over 15 cents here. This red support line here is 15-cent Dogecoin. We're about 15.18 right now as I'm recording this. This is pre-market U.S. stocks yet. Stocks have not started trading yet. So a little bit of weakness once we started to get this recovery during the live stream on Sunday. I drew this line thinking that, yeah, maybe we'll come back and retest 15 and move higher. And then I thought, well, that'll probably be invalidated. And it wasn't. We actually did come up to about 15.5 and then started a little bit of a pullback. Bitcoin is just over 101,000. It did touch up here 102 overnight. Again, these are just small moves. Again, we're seeing where the support levels are. And I get it. I know we zoom out a little bit more on Doge, and we know that we broke 16.4 support, right? Which was from back here that we had back on Tuesday, right? Retested on Wednesday and then broke on Friday with what was going on with Israel and Iran. And then, of course, on Saturday, we had the actual United States bombing the Iranian nuclear facilities, and that put more fear in the market. And then we broke through even lower on Sunday morning with the fear that Iran would shut down the Hormuz Strait and oil prices, all that uncertainty, right? Well, we've got even more uncertainty, unfortunately, happening in the news. Again, this is pre-market. Stocks have not started trading. Futures a little bit down, not too bad. Not as bad as I thought they would be, but the stock futures wobble as markets play the Iran waiting game, right? Uncertainty in the markets. Markets don't like that, right? They want things settled and nice, and so that we can buy our risk on assets, right? And have the markets move up. But that's not happening right now. And of course, what's going to happen with the Fed? Powell's going to speak this week, and it's going to be more uncertainty. That's going to rattle the markets even more, most likely. So it's tough to make a path of monetary policy with more uncertainty. So that is what is happening. So overall, look, Bitcoin, Doge, crypto, even though Bitcoin rebounded 102, still geopolitical fears linger. Metaplanet adding to their stash, and we think Michael Saylor this morning is going to announce that Strategy B, MicroStrategy, right, added more as well, but they probably didn't buy under 100K. I mean, the idea is you buy on the dips, and Michael Saylor doesn't do that, right? So his average price is going to be over 102 probably, because he's been buying like daily, right? He doesn't wait until all one time to buy. That's how he rolls it. Be better if you just bought on the dips, though. Dogecoin jumped a bit after the roller coaster weekend price action. But again, we're looking at developing and getting a good new support level, 15-cent support, and then move higher, right? That's what we need to see. It did hit a low of about 14.3. So that was a great buying opportunity. That was just on a quick dip, though. 14.5 was the lowest that I saw anybody actually getting. And now we're back over 15 cents. 15 cents is still a good price to buy, though. Still good price to buy in the dip. But yes, it was a bit of a roller coaster here on the weekend. And we were bouncing up and down, but unfortunately supports were failing, and now we're trying to reset. We had big trading volume though as well. I mean, big volume spikes, mostly when the price was tanking is when we saw those big volume spikes. So what we need to see next is a big run up and a big volume spike. And we haven't had that yet. We haven't had that. But trading volume was over 5 times the daily average. It says indicated strong buying interest, and it really wasn't. That was selling. That was really on the sales is when that happened. So analysts are watching if Dogecoin can maintain momentum above 15.3 with a focus on breaking short-term resistance. Again, we haven't identified any other resistance levels yet until we get back up in the 16s. There might be some short-term stuff we can look at here around 15.7 or so, where we were trading earlier on Sunday and Saturday night. And maybe we can start to see that line, and we will look at that again on the next live stream, which will be Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. So join in there, and we'll be seeing whether we can see some positive movement up and see whether 15.7 is again this next short-term resistance line. Trader Allen is like, hey, look, Dogecoin broke out of a descending trend line. And I'm just like, well, not really a breakout. It's just going sideways outside of that line. We saw that yesterday when he had a very similar chart here. And it's just like, not really a breakout. So like, but we'll take little things, right? We need little things. The breakout's going to be up, and we haven't had that yet. This is just kind of little bit sideways from the dips. So that is where that stands. And like overall, Dogecoin, we know it's been going down since June 11th. It's lost momentum after reaching, it was over 20 cents just about 2 weeks ago. Less than 2 weeks ago, Doge was at 20 cents. So we get it. It dropped down to 17 cents. And then we had more of this bearishness as we continued to see lower and lower prices based on the news, right? And that's what I say. You can do all you want of technical analysis and looking at fib lines and looking at RSIs and MACDs and all that. And even during live stream yesterday, someone asked me, like, does the MACD really show a trend going forward? And I'm like, no, it doesn't. This is the MACD here is a reflection of what has happened. And like here, you could see this is on the daily, and about June 11th, right, the MACD was heading up, and you would think, okay, we've gone through this 2-week period of red below the line. It's starting to curve up, and so you think, okay, we're going to go into the green, right? We have that little run up to 20 cents, right, that we just talked about. And what happened? The news overtook it, dumped the price. MACD never crossed over into the green. It never happened, and it stayed red. So that's so the MACD is not indicator of a trend going forward. It's only an indicator of what has already happened. Because look, it's just stayed red then. It just stayed red sideways. So again, you can't rely on technical analysis, all these reverse head and shoulders and regular head, on all of those things that don't mean anything in terms of price. It's going to be your leverage, right? Long leverage, short leverage, how the market makers want to move the market, as well as the news, positive or negative. And I think there's still this big cloud hanging over with Iran, the Fed, and that's going to be this week, and that's going to be the trend this week. I think it's going to keep a nice big breakout from happening, in my opinion, this week. But if we can at least hold support, right? And so far, we're looking good. So hold support so we don't fail that support, because when we do get the good news and things start I'd rather it jump from a higher point than a lower point to see better price action going forward. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this support level, or do you think that it's going to fail again and we're going to see prices back down to the 14s and maybe 13s, and some are even calling, 10 cent Doge, I'm waiting for 10 cent Doge. And I'm like, try that. or you can just buy on these dips, DCA, accumulate when you can, because you don't know where the bottom is going to be on these types of things. So let me know how you feel about that. Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.